everyone, it's Kathy again, your online TOEFL tutor with House of TOEFL. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year's Eve and you're ready to start the new year getting the dream score that you want in the TOEFL IBT. Today's short video is about speaking question 1 and the importance of answering the question that you are given. I work with many students every week and a lot of them give me the wrong answer. They answer a different question. If you're confused right now, let me give you an example. One of the questions a lot of my students answer in the wrong way is, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Museum admission should be free to the public. So what my students do is they start talking about the benefits of museums, how they're educational, what you can learn at a museum, how children have a good time at the museum, and so on. But think about it, that's not really the question they asked you. They asked you whether or not admission should be free. So let me give you a sample response that actually answers that question. I do not agree that museum admission should be free for a few reasons. The first reason is that the people who work at the museum need to be paid. For example, my uncle works at a museum in Jordan, and he gets a small salary from that. And that salary comes from the admission that people who enter the museum pay. And they need that in order to pay their employees. What is more, museums are a form of entertainment, and I believe that we should be required to pay for entertainment. After all, everyone can afford to go to the movies occasionally or go to see a concert, so I think that they should be able to afford to go to a museum as well. So now I've really actually answered the question they've asked me, whether or not it should be free. Remember, they weren't asking me, do you have a good time at a museum, or what can you learn in a museum? They asked me whether or not it should be free. So this is a money-related question. Does the museum need money or not? So you have to answer the question they give you. It's really important that you understand the question. Now let me argue the other side, okay? I think museum admission should be free to the public for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that we pay a lot of state taxes in California where I live. I think the government should use these tax dollars to support the museum so people don't have to pay for it. What is more, there are a lot of poor families in my neighborhood who can't afford museum admission, but their children need access to some of the wonderful exhibits in the museum. This would help the students in their schoolwork. And that's why I think museum admission should be free to the public. So you see, now I've really answered the question in two ways. But what I don't talk about is just, well, I think museum admission should be free because museums are really fun and they're interesting. And I have a good time when I go to the museum. So make sure you're answering the question they ask. Otherwise, you will get a low score. And I don't want that to happen to you. You don't want that to happen to you. So thank you for watching. And you can always contact me here on my Instagram if you have any further questions. Have a great 2025.